Hello, everybody, and welcome to Star Wars Culture. My name is Hannah.
And I'm Jordan. Today we will be discussing the great women of the Star Wars
Oh,
galaxy.
yeah.
This past weekend, we celebrated International Women's Day, and today on the show, we will be going through some of the great female characters of the Star Wars galaxy, but also the fantastic female actors and creators behind them.
So exciting. And also, up after that, we're going to be going through some of the weirdest and wackiest Star Wars merch that we have found and just talk about the memes that they are. But also today, we have very special guests, the advocates for fun and positivity in Star Wars, Tyler and Logan, joining us from Chatter Squadron. So they'll be up super soon with us. And behind the scenes, we also have our producer Nikk, who actually it was his birthday yesterday. So happy birthday for Nikk
Dude, happy
for
birthday.
yesterday. Did you have a good day? Did you have a good birthday?
I did. It was actually really, really short. And
Short.
yeah, a lot of crazy stuff that wasn't really fun to talk about. But yes, it was an eventful,
But
fun birthday, and it was humble.
eventful. That's a good word. Yeah, eventful. Very good. Well, we wish you the happiest of birthdays for yesterday. You are a fantastic producer for the show and love having you here. But yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Nick, for helping us out, and thank all of you for checking us out and tuning in. And if you want to get to know any of us more here at Star Wars Culture, you can find us on our social media. My Instagram is at tbluepulsar66, and you can follow Nick at TK7272.
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Han the Raeside. And if you love all this pop culture talk, all these videos and content, and you want more, be sure to check out Culture Slate at all your favorite social medias, your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I think that's the main ones. Yeah. So be sure to check out Culture Slate for all that good stuff. And be sure to check out our Patreon too. That's in the description below. Check out that link. And if you do sign up, you will receive exclusive merch right from us straight to you. And yeah, check out that link below for that. Now, very exciting times. Let's welcome in our guests for today, Tyler and Logan from Chatter Squadron. Guys, are you there? Hello.
Oh my gosh,
Hey.
Logan, we didn't do the whole zoom in thing.
Oh, you
Sorry
didn't do
about
the
that, guys.
That's okay.
We
How
let
are you?
everybody
How are
down.
you going?
We're going good. I mean, it's finally melted outside, and we can leave our homes that are like hobbit holes during the winter.
Yeah, we can see the sunlight again.
Hmm.
It's the sunlight. The sun's shining, which is always a good time.
We
Always
get
a
to
good
see it about
time.
7 days out of the year in Cleveland, so it's
Yeah.
great.
That's amazing. So good. Now, first of all, introduction. So, Logan, Chatter Squadron. Tell us a little bit about the podcast. How did you start this podcast? What do you do?
So we are your weekly dose of Star Wars fun and positivity. The podcast actually started about 3 years ago, and it came from when I started writing articles for StarWarsTheory.com, believe it or not. Strange.
Oh, yes.
Worlds
Yeah.
away at this point. So I did that for a little while, and then Logan just so happened to be moving back in the fall
Yeah,
here
around
to
September.
amazing Ohio, and it happened that I needed to do a live show, and now Logan is a part of the team.
Yep.
Logan,
Yeah.
say
Good
hi to everybody.
times.
Hi, everybody.
See, he's doing so well so
Yeah.
far.
There's just
Good
cue
start, good
cards that
start.
say hi, everybody, right
Yeah.
behind.
Amazing.
Yes. So my first question of we have all these questions. We always got questions.
We always
My
go
first
first.
one is I just tell us, how did Chatter Squadron start?
So, like the very beginning.
Or
Take
like
us to
the very beginning after you wrote the articles and stuff, and like basically where you guys are today.
So I'll try to breeze through a little bit of it so that we can get to when Logan joined up, because like that Logan's been here since you said September.
September, yeah. It's pretty recent, but it's been, like you said, it's been going for years now.
Right. So yeah, I did it with two former hosts, Johnny Trowbridge and Mike Calhoun, and we ran basically just audio. Then we did some video stuff, all of that. And then like that, when it came to Logan joining up, him and I have been doing like fun media content since
Forever.
since we were like children.
Yeah.
And we actually had our own show when we were children called Rage Age. That was like a
Oh,
talk
wow.
show. Talking when I say children, I mean we were like 11,
Right.
talking to
Yeah,
a camera in front of nobody. And like I said, it just happened to work out that Logan was moving back. So Logan, tell them a little bit about what it was like joining Chatter Squadron.
Yeah, it's definitely been an experience because like that we've been friends. We always say my whole life because
Yeah.
you're older.
Not by much.
Right, not by much, just about a year, a little over a year. But so yeah, we've been doing stuff, and that's actually why I got into everything that I've gotten into is doing the videos and the creative stuff that we worked on as kids,
Mhm.
and then going to school for acting, all that jazz, and then yeah, coming back to start Chatter Squadron was definitely it's been keeping me up to date on my Star Wars. I kind of was out of the Star Wars loop for a bit. I was like a massive fan way into it as a kid. And then when I was at college, I basically I had no life except like class and sleeping and doing show after show of theater. So yeah, it's definitely, it's been fun, and it's kept me on my toes. It's fun to meet every week and work on something creative, because that's what we wanted to do in the first place.
Right.
Was build kind of our brand and come together every week. So what better way to do it than spread Star Wars and positivity?
And don't worry, I did tie him to a chair, keep his eyelids open, and had him watch
Okay, good.
basically all of Rebels, and you're almost through Clone Wars. Once this is over, I'm putting him back in the chair.
He put me through Star Wars boot camp.
That's incredible. That's a good start.
I put so many of my friends through Star Wars boot camp, because I don't know who they thought they were talking to when they were like, "Oh, I didn't really finish Rebels or the Clone Wars." Like, you're getting strapped down to it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Rebels is
It's
amazing.
unacceptable, honestly.
It really is. At this point, there's no excuse.
Exactly. And you mentioned it just a little bit earlier as well. You have this fantastic motto of Star Wars fun and positivity, and that's what you want to share to the internet and to the world. Talk us a little bit about how you came up with that saying and that motto.
Well, that's fun and positive, because I was at the time when we first started, that was a motto or a catchphrase that came out maybe like 3 months into doing the show. Where basically my personal life was falling apart, honestly, around me while starting the show. And then right when we started the show, it was a month before The Last Jedi came out. So all of a sudden, the whole Star Wars community breaks in two, and I'm having all this stuff going on in my life and everything, and just going through therapy, trying to think more positive and all that to be able to get myself through it. That's where that kind of came from, was literally like positive self-talk, was fun and positive. And what do I want out of Star Wars, which is like, movies for children, and you know what I mean? Like, it's about people with laser swords and all this stuff. Like, what do I want to get out of that? Well, I want it to be fun, and I want my show to be fun and positive, and it to be kind of a break from all of those things. But Logan, you've joined the Chatter Squadron,
right? And
you've experienced the whole fun and positivity thing. So what does that kind of feel like to you, being on this side of the camera?
Yeah, personally, I whether it's Chatter Squadron or anything creative, I from early on always said, like, if whatever I'm doing, as long as I'm reaching like one person, like if one person were to be like, hey, because I do a lot of writing, I read that poem, or I read something you wrote, or I saw you in a show, or I did, and it because that's too, it's an escape. It's a bit of an escape when you can art and creativity. So it's like, if you can just get one person to be like, oh, you took me away from my life for 5 minutes even, and I was able to just get a little bit of an escape. That is my goal. I feel like we're in agreement with that. That's always been our goal before Chatter Squadron, honestly, is in life. So then when it was time to join Chatter Squadron, it was like Star Wars fun and positivity. Like, yeah, that's perfect. That is right up my alley. I love spreading positivity, and like that, especially, everyone knows it's been crazy years.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can't ignore everything going on around you in life, and sometimes you shouldn't be ignoring everything going on. You have to address stuff. But for maybe 1 hour, we run long sometimes, a little over an hour a week, if you can tune in and talk about something we all love, which is Star Wars, and share positivity, like that's, I don't know, like that's the best goal.
And I will say, when we got back together to start doing the show together, and he was saying, like, oh man, if only one person just watches the show. I was like, Logan, don't worry.
Yeah, right.
My goal is for more than one person to watch the show. So that was mind blowing in and of itself. So yeah, two to three sometimes.
Sometimes.
So, don't jinx it.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
I sort of have a follow-up question that I wasn't planning on asking until I thought about it earlier today because I knew we were going to be talking about this. But spreading positivity. How do you deal with do you guys get hate? And if so, how do you deal with that? Like toxic
That's a
side of
big question. Yeah.
this franchise that we all love and that can get
Iconic
a little aggressive
franchise.
sometimes.
I ban people, no remorse, no second strike, no third. They're gone in an instant. No. See,
Bounce them out.
right? Because part of the thing that I do in Star Wars as well is I manage a Facebook page called Star Wars News. Check it out, and also the Star Wars Hub, as well as a couple others. But those, I mean, comment sections are just kind of filled with crazy stuff that you just see. And I've seen everything in between. Yesterday, I spent a good several hours monitoring a Kelly Marie Tran positive post I made on Star Wars News. Holy moly.
That was crazy.
That was a back and forth showing Logan some of the stuff people were saying. The way I deal with like hate and everything, I think part of being positive in Star Wars and being positive in life is kind of not weeding out, for lack of a better term, but being able to fight against negativity, but still do it in a genuine and truthful way. And what that kind of means is just voicing your opinion as well as you can, pointing out facts that they say or whatever else it is, and being able to engage with people and show them it's not such a black and white thing if they have a different opinion or whatever else it is. Sometimes there's trolls who just say stuff just to get a rise out of you.
Right.
And the best thing you can do when it comes to that is not give them anything.
Right.
They say stuff, they say wild, crazy stuff because they want you to respond and they want you to, say something back so they can say something back or throw it into your face.
Right.
If you give them really kind of nothing, there's no way where they can go from that, and that's kind of how I tend to do it. But I kind of have, like I said, a different opinion because of being a page runner. There's a whole other set of rules when you're doing that, because then you're kind of monitoring how some people are commenting to others, and that's a whole other slew of things. But that's how I personally do it. Logan, he's the banning person, to be honest. He's the one who's
I think Logan and I are more on the same page, because I am a very I try to kill him with kindness, but sometimes that just doesn't work.
Sometimes you just kill them. I get it.
Especially, because I make cosplay content on TikTok, and whenever I make and this is just an example, whenever I make a reference to Finn or one of the sequel characters, my comments just go insane. And it's hey guys, let's not do that. But then when I start getting into, the Rey stuff and, we're not supposed to say she's a Skywalker. We're not allowed to say that, otherwise they go insane. And so that's when I have to start kind of deleting comments and just being okay, we're not doing that. We're going to shut it down, because I'm not going to have you in my comments going off about why you don't think Rey is a Skywalker, or, forgive my language, but she's a shit character or something I'm not going to do it. People really enjoy this character, and I don't want them to come in my comments and feel like I allow people to just go off and say toxic things about Rey or Rose or anyone else.
And that's what I was going to say, just to respond to that. I think that's a good way to think of it, is not letting people use your content as a sounding board or to make other people feel bad. I know for me personally, posting on big pages, anytime it's something positive about the new movies, I'm like, here we go. Something's gonna happen.
Yeah, you almost
Put
know.
the seatbelt on.
Right.
Just strap in.
Right.
Yep. Here we go.
Yeah,
I've
and
even had people attack me for hashtags that I use that say Rey Skywalker, and that so they're not even hating on the actual video. They're focused on a stupid hashtag, and I'm like, okay, we're not doing this.
Yeah, sometimes if you give someone an inch, they're gonna take a mile. So I would say that to people, like you said, kill them with kindness.
Well, into the comedy, I feel like that's where a bit of the comedy, for to a certain degree, can come in. You know what I mean? If it's just random trolling about whatever, it's you can always kind of I don't want to say pick, but you can pick apart, or like when we bring trolls sometimes up on screen or something like that, if it's appropriate. If
Like
they're
in the
just-
last episode where it was mainly a bot where they were like, you got, subscribe and you get 10,000 followers or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm going to bring
Oh,
it up. Hey, look,
right.
guys, they're,
There
but
you
you're
lean
right.
go.
lean into
Jump
it a
in.
little bit.
Yeah, actually, I like you saying that, because a tactic that I do that you just reminded me of is getting on their side, but doing it by pointing out how ridiculous their points are.
Right.
You're like, yeah, you know what? They should spend billions of dollars decanonizing all the new sequels. That is a great idea. I'm happy. I hope that you're going to be able to stay on Disney Plus and watch The Mandalorian, because you
They're gonna-
probably love it.
Yeah.
And
If you bought the
support them
hard
in doing that.
copy, they're gonna come into your house, take it
Yeah.
from you,
Yeah.
burn it. That's what they should be doing. It's like you can start to get a little satirical with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
To,
the-
again, to a degree.
To a degree.
There's
Yeah.
times where people go crazy, and it's like, all right, I'm not gonna joke
Don't
about this.
go crazy in the comments and then tag our show, please.
Well, that's what I was gonna say is one of the interesting things is even when we're like, I call it clapping back or something like that. Even when you clap back at comments like that, it's all in good fun. Like you're
Right.
not really trying to, drag these people like they're trying to drag your content or anything like that. You're just like, hey, this is kind of ridiculous, and I'm gonna make light of it because that's what I choose to do on my page.
Yeah.
Some of them don't seem to agree though, because then they start trying to accuse you of being a bully and blah blah blah. And
Right.
it's like, dude, you literally just called Ray a Mary Sue in my comments. What do you mean a bully? Like you're bullying a whole fictional character.
And that's what we said too about Star Wars, like the positivity. We always talk about that of like, it's not just positivity isn't just like plastering a smile on your face and going along with everything. Like if
Yeah.
like even our last episode we talked about it, sometimes it is a little bit still keeping it positive. Like we don't ever want to just go crazy, but like going into it a little bit, you know what I mean, and fighting a bit of the negativity and like you said before, kind of trying to weed that out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
So
See where the roots of negativity lie.
Definitely. So my next question is, just tell us, how do we find you on social media? How does our audience
Good
find you
seg-
on social
yeah.
media?
Logan, take it away.
so Chatter Squadron is basically just at Chatter Squadron for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook is just Chatter Squadron, and podcast anywhere you can find great podcasts.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So
we stream weekly 1 p.m. Eastern on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch, and that's all Chatter Squadron. You can find us streaming on Saturdays there.
Yep.
Good
Amazing.
stuff.
So good. So good. Now, let's get into a bit of a deep dive. Are you ready, guys, for a bit of a deep dive?
I'm holding my breath
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
I'm ready for anything at this point.
So we're going to be talking about we had International Women's Day it was my Tuesday. I don't know what it was there. Was it yesterday?
Monday?
guys?
Monday.
Monday,
Was
I
it
think.
Who
Monday?
knows?
Anyway, I'm on a different planet than you guys, apparently.
Yeah, you're in the future.
Yeah. Whoa, you knew. That was incredible.
Stop
So we
I
had
think that
International
since you're in the
Women's
future-
Day.
I was just gonna say, since you're in the future, I was just gonna make a really bad joke. Since you're in the future, has a new Star Wars movie come out yet?
Actually, that they've already taken away all the sequel trilogy. They've taken all the
Darn.
DVDs away already. They've burned
Darn.
them. No, I'm kidding.
So that's gonna be us tomorrow then.
Yeah.
They're
Whoa.
coming in quick.
Yeah.
Love it.
Oh yeah. But let's have a talk. I'm so excited for this discussion. This is just a big conversation of hype for all the incredible characters of women we have in Star Wars and the insane actors and creators behind them. We already started to touch a little bit into this world with that discussion just then, but I kind of want to open up the discussion, and I've been having a real good think about it this week. Original trilogy. Carrie Fisher. Princess Leia.
My queen.
Good response, my queen. What do you think was it about the character of Princess Leia that was so impactful to the pop culture world, to the Star Wars and pop culture world, and to the audience, because we're in 1977, and really this is the first major independent action adventure female character we're having in a major film, really. What do you guys think of that the impact that the character of Princess Leia had in the movies? What's your think?
I think it's the way of how she broke the motif. That it was really well set up of her being this princess and this damsel in distress and everything. And she was very much like that when she was still standing up to people and like getting little digs in and everything. But at the end of the day, her planet was getting blown up and she was, being tortured and like all those types of things. And then the first thing that her major heroes, the knight in shining white skeleton man armor, shows up to free her. The first thing she says is, "Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper?"
Right.
And then
That's a good
immediately
point,
takes their
yeah.
guns.
Yeah.
Somebody has to save our skin. You came in that thing, you're braver than I thought. Like it wasn't like, "Oh, Luke, thank you." There was a little bit of that. A little rocky. In hindsight, there was a little bit of that, but it was mainly her giving them flack for even attempting to save her. And it was such a departure of what you're probably used to at that point that I think immediately a lot of people said, I like this. I like this Leia girl.
Right.
She's got a little spunk. That's what they said back in the day.
Kind of like she kind of one ups them in a way. You know what I mean? Like they're there to break her out or free her, and then she's in turn actually, like you said, someone's got to get us out of here, calling all the shots, shooting open doors, getting them. You know what I mean? Like she's actually leading her own escape.
Right.
So
absolutely,
or her own rescue rather.
Still being a little specious, being like, "Get this walking carpet out of my way." Whoa. Listen, it's one BBY or whatever. You can't be saying that type of stuff.
Come on, Leia.
I was pretty much gonna say the same thing, because whenever I think about Leia in regard to that question about breaking barriers, I always think back to that one line, "Somebody has to save our skins." And I'm just like, when I first watched the movie when I was 12, I was like, I like you. You're great. Like, you're my favorite. Technically now she's my favorite Disney princess. So and no one can tell me any different. So
yeah, amazing. And I like what kind of you were saying. The years before that in film, if you think back to especially like that Western, and Star Wars is often compared to being like a space Western, it's definitely that damsel in distress kind of storyline. And it's that heroic, cowboy that's coming in, saving the day. And so I totally agree. The way it was just immediately, oh, she's got to be this damsel. No, she's not. She's going to save you, damn it. Like she just... It was just such a strong...
Well, how cliche hearing it is, like, oh, we have to go save the princess. It's like, Mario in the tower. We got to go save the princess every time. You got to keep saving the princess. But like, she ends up kind of saving herself.
Yeah, and exactly. And
you just need someone to open the door, basically.
That's it. That's all.
That's pretty much it. And even like the word princess, you automatically have that preconception of what that is, and that stereotype of this princess, she needs other people to do things for her. She's this royalty. And that's actually one of the things I love that I think even the sequel trilogy did. They really like enriched saying, oh, she's royalty. Not in the sense of, oh, she's this princess that can't do anything, that she is royalty. She is in charge of this whole damn thing. She is who she is, and like how amazing that is, like from her whole life. And even... I don't know if you guys have read the, what's it called? Leia. It's just, I think the Star Wars book called Leia.
I've yet to hold down Logan to and open his eyes to read books. That's after watching all the cartoons.
Okay, yeah. Have you read Leia, Tyler?
No, I'll read it when I read it to Logan.
Okay, yes, you'll read it to him. Lovely, yes. But that was a book by Claudia Gray, and that was about Leia when she was about 16. And that whole book, I won't spoil it for you, but the whole book is talking about how she's this coming of age and realizing that she doesn't want to be this damsel, and she doesn't want to be this depending on her parents. She wants to be her own person, and her journey on that. And then obviously, so she's 16 there, so we see her 3 years older in the movie. But I just think, and especially for the time, for to be such an independent female was
Yeah.
just quite shocking to the 1970s, really.
Yeah.
I would love to be alive for then, and how people absorbed that at that time. You know, walk into the theater thinking they're going to see these great,
Yeah.
probably subconsciously assuming they're going to see this great male hero save the day, which, you know, we have that Luke Skywalker, fantastic, but also seeing the strength in Leia as a character.
Yeah.
And how they absorbed that. Yeah.
Yes. What?
Princess Leia. Oh.
Yes, princess in
Just-
general, because you know, in the sequel trilogy, they never really let go.
Leia.
They never
Yeah,
really
yeah.
let go of the princess aspect of her name, but
Especially
attached
Han Solo.
general to it.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
thought that was cool because it's like, oh, she's a princess and she's a general, and it just further hammers home the point that like she's not some normal damsel in distress,
It's
never
just
was,
so
never
good.
will be.
Mm.
And that's just why I love her. And I also love her mother,
Oh, Padme. Yes.
Naboo.
Talk about what we, you know, growing up, prequel era boys.
Right.
You know, back
Yeah.
then you just accepted the Star Wars for Star Wars, and it was like Padme always felt in place in Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it kind of had some of that motif with her kind of going against the grain as a damsel in distress as well, by putting herself in you know, disguise in the Phantom Menace,
Yeah.
and going to the planet and going to Tatooine, and
That
you know, the
ghetto
queen
planet.
the queen disapproves and all that. Like
Yeah.
there's little stuff like that you really do see a lot of Carrie Fisher in Natalie Portman's acting.
I always think I never thought enough when I was a kid watching the prequels how much like responsibility Padme has at such a young age too.
Yeah.
Yeah, how she was like 7?
She was queen at
Sure.
7, I think.
Yeah.
Queen at 7.
I think that's the normal age for Naboo
Yeah, that
queens.
sounds about average. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, wasn't she like 14,
I
15?
think,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was 14.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she was 16, 15, 16 in
Yeah.
And Clone Wars, the show, even goes into that further. You see how much sway and power she has in, you know, in the diplomatic side of things. And
So I thought you were about to go into her being young. Like she gets her temps, she gets a driver's license.
right. That's the Padme
Oh.
prequel. That's the prequel to the prequel.
Oh yes, that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
driver's
She's
license.
driving.
the
She's driving a speeder.
She
She's
can-
crashing.
She can
on,
finally
you know, she's
rent
got
a boat in
right.
one of those
Stupid
ponds.
boys in space high school.
She
Yeah.
gets her
What
temps.
are those big animals on Naboo called? The ones.
The
where
ones
they
with the
ride-
giant butts.
Yeah, those ones. She has to learn how to ride one of those.
I forgot. They never. I don't know.
The giant butt animals. That's what I call
Someone in the
them.
comments tell us.
That's what I call them. You said that like so dismissive to them. Giant butt animals. That's what I call
That's what I
them.
call
And
them.
then you pushed them into a locker.
Yeah. And I took their lunch money.
My favorite thing about Padme is how, you know, we already touched on this a little bit, like, is how her character was further reinforced in the Clone Wars as someone who, you know, not only had a lot of responsibility, but handled it fairly well considering. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm glad that they didn't like just stick her in the Senate building for every single episode and like make her give us these inspirational speeches. While they were great, I also like seeing her go to Mandalore and she's like playing detective with Duchess Satine.
Aggressive
And-
negotiations.
Aggressive
Right.
negotiations. Yeah. Also, that just made me think of something. Ahsoka was like, you know, it was like season 3 when she first meets Lux, and she goes, Anakin and I hold what we call aggressive negotiations. And I was like, Padme literally invented that. Like, you're preaching to the choir here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, Padme's making crop tops out of animal attacks and everything.
Yeah.
She's surviving and she's fierce while she does it, and
Yeah.
fashionable.
She's battling space tigers.
Yeah.
That,
She's jumping off of that pole thing straight onto her crotch.
Straight down.
If you ever wanted to know how powerful this woman was, she
that scene right there.
Durasteel. No, I'm
Oh.
talking. What's the Mandalorian have? Beskar.
Plot armor.
Beskar. Plot armor. That's what it is.
That's the only thing
Which-
stronger than Beskar.
What? Yeah, I was gonna ask which one is stronger, plot armor or Beskar.
Plot armor.
Plot armor, yeah. But that's not canon yet.
No, it will be.
Can
Zero beast
a
armor?
lightsaber cut through plot?
Yeah.
Maybe not. Who knows?
That's
Only
true.
Dave will tell us.
But yeah, I just going back to as well the connections that the prequels did, I think, very well, of showing those little fierce bits of Padme and her character, and really well going, oh, that's kind of where Leia gets it from. Oh, she said
Right, right.
that way.
Yep.
That's why Leia's like really independent. I mean, I think there's also a lot of teen angst in Leia from Anakin, of course.
Yeah.
I was just about
like
to
DNA wise, but
I was just about to bring that up really quick, Hannah, that it is interesting that a lot of people will often do this, where they will attribute Padme's attributes to Leia and then Anakin's attributes to Luke. However, I see a lot of Anakin in Leia's character and a lot of Padme in Luke's character. And similarly, I see a lot of Padme in Ben Solo, talking about being fierce while wearing black. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that for Luke. You know, us TikTokers have a name for him, and it's Chanel Boot Skywalker. And we don't call him that for no reason. He got that from his mama.
That's so good. Yeah. No, but I totally agree. There's a lot of that kind of very emotionally aware, for the lack of a better term, kind of very sensitive, that immediate care for others.
Mhm.
That I think, yeah, Padme has definitely given to Luke. That's a very good point. Yeah.
Yep.
And same way with Leia. I mean, Leia was consoling Luke in the Falcon when this old guy he just met died. However, like 10 minutes earlier, Alderaan just blew up.
Yeah. Right.
Right?
So we do see the crying of Anakin in Luke. Sorry, I'm going back to my point.
Well, that just shows how, like, emotionally, like, she's so strong. Her whole planet just blew up, and she's like, "Hey, do you want a blanket?"
Yeah. I found a blanket in this dirty ship.
I know you just lost this guy you just met. Here, let me, lost my whole planet. There's never a moment. She never
says that-
takes a moment.
She yells that in the back too. We don't get that scene.
Right.
The back too, amazing. So good. Now, talking about different eras, we also have some fantastic females in the sequel trilogy. We do. We really, really do.
Yeah, we do, whether anyone wants to admit it or not.
Exactly.
I'm done coming for toxic people.
And
Full-time
you guys,
job.
Tyler and Logan, you had a fantastic chat last week about Rose and the character of Rose, and the wonderful actor that portrays that and presents this character of Rose. But let's talk a little bit about her character and her involvement in, well, particularly The Last Jedi. Seeing there was not much more that we got, but let's open this up. What do you think is the best positive from her character that she gave into The Last Jedi? What was the, because I found there was quite a positivity and a real upbeat bounce to her tone when she was on screen that I thoroughly enjoyed. I enjoyed her outlook and
Well, I was gonna say what I love about Rose is that she's this, excited resistance maintenance worker. Essentially, is what she was at the beginning of the movie. She stayed below deck and watched over the escape pods. And, she was eager to fight with the resistance like her sister. And that, she really, her and Finn together kind of discover how it's like not that simple. And yet she's still really determined.
yeah.
And she just was a breath of fresh air, honestly, because we had these characters with like such high titles, and we expected great things from them. But then you have Rose, who was an engineer who lost her sister, but essentially rose to the occasion by the end of the movie. And I thought that was
Nice.
that was pretty great.
I like that. I wanted to bring it kind of together with talking about that whole consoling Luke thing that Leia was doing. Think about, Rose. She bounced back really quickly after just crying about her sister who just died,
Yeah.
to wanting to
Yeah.
meet Finn, to then apprehending Finn and all that. It's a very quick bounce back, and it shows that she's very strong to be able to still truck through all of this stuff. And I think that's something that a lot of people might miss when it comes to The Last Jedi, because of her and them going to Canto Bight and everything, and them having that whole thing against these war profiteers, and that her sister just died in this war, and now she's going to a planet where a bunch of people are partying up and having a great time.
Yeah.
She's still mourning this person, and these people are profiting off of this death. And I think people kind of lose that kind of complexity when they watch it, because I won't even get into all the stuff, because we've recently talked about all this stuff.
Isn't there a scene too where they find out they stole the ship from when they went to the casino, and there was like, oh, these guys are selling guns to the bad guys and the good guys.
Right,
That's
exactly.
kind of her also along the way learning. Like you said, people are profiting off both sides of the war after having just lost her sister.
Right. It's not so straightforward. And I think a lot of people have a lot of issues with the movie, and then in turn they point it in that direction without taking the time to kind of learn the complexity or think about like, oh man, this person just lost like basically everything,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's a good word used was she has such complexity. And everything around the movie and the actor, what have you, if you break down, actually just look at the character that she displayed, what you were just saying of her resilience, her emotional resilience to that whole journey she was discovering. She was mourning, but realizing all these major issues in the world, but she was still choosing to fight with the resistance and stand up for herself. Do not kind of just sit back and go, woe is me, like my life is the worst. Like she just wanted to keep helping, and it was even until the end of the movie, like she was out there driving out to the, I mean, they were AT-ATs, but they were kind of bigger and stronger. I don't know what the term for those
Guerrilla
AT-ATs were.
AT-ATs, I think
Are
Logan
they?
calls
Okay,
them.
Guerrilla AT-ATs.
Yeah, because they have those like fists, and they're just like those ones. She was out there flying bang towards it, like ready to go. This is what I'm standing for. So there's a great complexity to her that I think has been lost with the fanatical drama that Star Wars fans love to have. That is really important. Like she's a fantastic example of like resilience.
I'm sorry, my my Star Wars princess is here, Toph. She wanted to be a part of the show, so I hope you can't hear her purrs. But no, and I think that's another thing too, like missing that complexity when she saves Finn. She just lost someone close to her, and now she's going to watch as she loses another person as they fly straight towards the First Order. It's not going to happen. So once again, like it's just kind of lost in looking for the complexities.
And the complexity, I think, of the actor, Kelly Marie Tran, like you brought up, we talked about that first scene where you see her. She's still wiping away tears from her sister. She's meeting Finn. He's kind of this hero. She's kind of oh, it's a hero. And then she kind of goes through these changes of realizing what he's actually doing. I've been, I've had to stun people, however many people, 3 people today trying to leave.
Can
and
you
then
believe that?
Yeah, slowly, like that's not just like a flat scene. Like that scene it goes and it takes you, you start with it whatever. Yes, very complex. Now I am having flashbacks to our last week's episode. I always
So if you want to know all of our thoughts, check out last week's Shatter Squadron episode.
Nice plug. Thank you.
Good Kelly Marie Tran fest. It was good. Very good.
Now, we can't talk about one sequel character without talking about the other one that people love to hate. Okay, I promise I'm done this time.
Rey Skywalker?
Rey Skywalker.
Yes, Rey Skywalker.
Okay. Every time I just have to say it, I get so excited because especially when Rey first came out, because my last name is Raeside. So I was like,
Yes.
oh my goodness, there's a Star Wars character that's like me. And especially when I was in high school, my nickname was Ray because it was just shortened for Raeside. So
Nice.
the Star Wars
Clever.
was coming out, and then there was a Ray character, and I'm like, oh my goodness, that I
Hannah,
should have
if you are
auditioned.
the inspiration for Ray, you can just tell us. Like, you
Yeah.
can just say it.
I'm the character comparison. Like, yeah, they based it off me. Thank you.
Like, you can just say it.
You better
But
be
yeah,
getting
I
those
just have to
royalty
say,
checks.
Right?
oh,
The
every
Disney
week
check.
they're rolling in.
Perfect.
It's amazing.
That's how you're getting that fender back there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Speaking of
For
which,
my
I want to be
Ray
just like
check.
you. Gotta.
Oh yeah, you did a guitar in the background.
So
It's amazing.
Ray,
But yeah,
Ray for me symbolizes the importance that some people have in chosen family.
Yes. Oh yes.
You know, she went from in episode 7, didn't know who she was. She just knew she was waiting for her parents and realized they were never coming back. So as far as she was concerned, she didn't have a family. And then, you know, in 8 and 9, she realizes that Finn and Poe and Leia and Luke are her family. And even Ben Solo, Kylo Ren, that like,
Mm.
you know, these people are here for her and on some level care about her. And that's why I, you know, love the fact that she took on the Skywalker name, because the name meant so much to her because of the two people who trained her and the person who essentially saved her life after defeating her grandfather.
Right, right. Yeah, and I think you know, another complexity, I keep using that word for sequel characters. Funny how that works. Another complex part of her is the fact that she is this character from nowhere. Even though, you know, in Tross, she does come from somewhere and it's of a place of importance. But for her personally, she did not know that. And she never really knew that. So she saw herself as being inconsequential. She saw herself as not mattering really at all. And I think in this day and age, a lot of people can associate themselves with that. I know I did. Because I was homeschooled, so I barely knew anybody except for this loser named Logan. But in that sense of connecting with somebody like that, somebody who you know, doesn't feel like they're a part of anything or doesn't feel like they have a place, and feels like they do have a place, but they have to stay you know, back at home and not do anything because the one thing that she did know is gone and she's just waiting for that to come back. But then she has to find a new meaning, like you were saying, with, you know, this newfound family and everything. It's just, like I'm not going to say complex again. It's layered. It's a layered character. And I think a lot of people associate.
Layered.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
All right.
Never
Welcome
mind.
to the pun portion of the show.
Nah,
Yeah, this is
I'm
amazing.
not going to finish that thought. I'm just going to cry.
I'm in for the pun show. I love puns.
Yes, so good.
Oh, right.
yes.
Positivity. Yes. Puns. But
There
no,
you go, there it
that's
is.
basically it. It's a layered character. And I think a lot of people were able to connect with her, no matter what gender or what you associate or, you know, think of yourself. You can see something in Ray that you can associate yourself with, which is that, like, everyone's felt like they haven't been seen or that they don't really have a place
Yeah,
before.
trying to find your place in the galaxy. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of people, like we humans, we just have Earth in real life. Like I couldn't imagine you have to find your place on Earth, but I couldn't imagine you have a whole wide galaxy for
Right.
Ray.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I would be stressed out.
Too big, some said.
I feel
Too
like that's
big.
an understatement. Stressed out. Yeah.
Right.
Do you think some people were like, should we keep discovering planets? It feels like there's too much now.
All right.
Far too many.
Yeah. Let's just.
Well, it
leave
doesn't help that the creatives were like, there's tens of thousands of planets in this one galaxy. So we haven't even scratched
true.
the surface on what planets could be out there.
And the
That's what
unknown
we know.
regions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Unknown. Why don't we
This is
know?
okay, I'm getting stressed out now.
How much more do we
Jeez.
not know?
Yeah.
so Hannah, Ray side.
Yeah.
How do you side with Ray?
that was good. That was good.
And he says he hates
Uh,
puns.
So the pun portion has now officially come to an end.
Thank God.
We have canceled this segment.
I got my
I
wish.
love this. I love this.
I think
No, let Ray side
yeah,
talk.
yeah.
Commodore, take it away.
Race-sided. Well, yes. Yes to everything that was just said. Because my favorite...
Yes, and.
yes,
Yes,
and.
yes, and.
My favorite thing about the character of Rey and what she symbolizes is that she didn't live this like normal Jedi life that we've seen, that, you know, she's taught under one teacher, or she's learned everything from her parent or this one master. Like it's not that straightforward, because that's not how human lives aren't that straightforward. You know, the first movie, she's like tagging along with Han. I was about to say Han, and
Yolando.
yeah, Han, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so true. She's taken this stuff from Han. She's learning from him, absorbs a little bit, then has this deep discussion with like Mars a little later about like the lightsaber, and going, oh, what, like, who am I? What does this mean? Well, like talking to this nice old lady about who she is, and then
Nice old lady.
next movie, she's like meeting Luke, and then he's teaching her stuff. Then she has this beautiful connection with Leia. She has all these different influences and people that she's learning from, and it's not just, oh, like when you turn 12 you're gonna get a master for 10 years and then that's your life set. So it's like I found that quite humanly relatable, in terms of she's on this journey, she's learning from all these different areas, she's discovering who she is by herself, because, you know, we start off seeing her, you know, she's sitting in the broken down AT-AT, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's hanging out. She's making a little magical bread that comes out of water. And then she's making her bread. She's hanging out by herself. And
Is that trademarked? Magical bread.
Yeah, magical bread. I hope so.
Wonder Bread. That's something.
Wonder bread.
That is trademarked.
And then she has all these influences and experiences. And then, you know, by the end of Rise of Skywalker, yes, Ben helps her, but that wonderful, wonderful moment where she's lying there and she's looking up and she can hear all the voices. It's like the perfect synergy of, she's this independent, capable woman, but she has the humility to listen to those before her. I love that whole concept, and how that whole scene played out. I love that scene. So
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Hannah. Keep going.
I was just going. It was just so magical. Like just hearing her forcefully hear all the voices was just was an amazing.
What was more magical, that or the bread?
Equal.
Oh, equal. Okay.
The answer is yes.
She also, what's cool about Rey, she also, even just to put it simply, she went from being someone, even Maz tells her, like, whoever you're waiting for on this planet, they're not coming back. She goes from waiting for people to come back, whether it's her parents or whoever, and if you could expand on that, you know, waiting around for something to happen, and then by the end, like you said, she's choosing her family. You know, she's making that active choice. This is what it's going to be, whether it's her blood family or not. It goes from a person, you know what I mean, waiting for this to happen, waiting for people to come back, to claiming your own destiny.
Yeah, in a way, you could say that, like, more or less the same thing you said, but in a way, you could say she was waiting for someone to come back, and by the end of 9, she was coming back to somebody.
Right. Or she was the person, she became the person she was waiting for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
You gave me goosebumps. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, that's really good.
Okay. You lost me now that you did the dance.
It wasn't even that deep. No.
That's a good point. She was the person she was waiting for.
There's puns, there's dances. What is going on this show?
A lot.
It's a roller coaster.
Revelations of life. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
But yeah, right. And I think as much as like we as adults get a lot and go, oh, you know, how do we relate to this as a human kind of thing? I think about it. You said it at the start of the show. Star Wars it's a kids show. Well, not show.
Oh, yeah.
Movie. It's for kids to look up and watch and wonder, go, oh, that's a cool battle scene. Oh, that's a cool Obi-Wan over there. You know, be in wonder of this show. And so I think, I keep calling it a show, TV. Movie, that's what, geez.
TV,
well,
radio,
all of those things.
Book,
Imagine Star Wars radio. Wow.
They did do that back in the day. No, they really did. They did radio dramas.
Stop.
Listen, don't look at me like that. I'm your age, fellow children.
Anyway,
Not my
it's a
age.
kids. It's a kids movie. It's a kids movie.
It's a
And
kids franchise. How about
this-
that?
Nice.
kids franchise, and it has this new age of a female character, a strong
Mm.
female lead that this generation can now look up to and go, oh, Rey, she like made her own life. She had this independence. I can be that too. I can help the galaxy too.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Like seeding that idea that you can actually make a difference, which I think is really important. That's,
While
you know,
working
one
through
of the basics.
self-doubt.
Yeah.
It wasn't straightforward,
Yeah.
and a lot of that was personified in The Last Jedi,
Mm.
where she struggles with the dark side, where she struggles with Ben, where she struggles with Luke, right? It isn't straightforward. Like you were kind of saying, you're 12 years old, this is your path. It's like bouncing from back to forth, and she finally was able to get to that place. And even before that, in Tross, where she goes to that young girl, it's very pure. Rey is very
Mm.
pure, just
Yeah.
going up to this random alien girl and talking to her and everything. It just was so like genuine. And I think that's
Yeah.
something, holy moly.
Well, we got lids.
That's
Ooh,
why
that was
we got
close.
lids. I think that's something I'm just happy our equipment's not destroyed. I think that's something that Daisy brought to the character was
Yeah.
she did such an amazing job as a performer to bring
Mm.
that genuine emotion to being that nice person, or being that intense person, or being the
Yeah.
emotional person, or whatever it was. Daisy is Rey. And sometimes that's not the case for characters. Sometimes characters are just characters, or sometimes, someone walks into a movie in a scene and you're like, Brad Pitt's in this movie. Like, it's just, that's
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
But Daisy Ridley inhabited Rey. So
Yeah.
before we moved on, I wanted to just give a shout out to Daisy Ridley, of course.
Yeah.
Shout out to you,
Absolutely.
Daisy Ridley.
Yeah, I know.
I
She's
know
on
you're
the
watching.
stream right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I absolutely agree. And
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, it's like it's a good thing that you're in Star Wars, but then I think we saw the life of Carrie Fisher after that. I feel like she couldn't have been in anything else, and that was almost a burden for her, because it's like Carrie Fisher is now Leia.
Mhm.
So
Right.
I think on the flip side, not to bring the negative into it, but it's like that can always also go the other way. It's like they
Yeah.
become so that character, but for the sake of the character, it does add that richness. That was what you're saying of she just the realness, the genuineness of Rey was definitely brought from Daisy's performance, which I personally loved. Yeah, I agree.
Because
Yeah.
even she was I think Rey was far more nuanced than because we were talking before about Leia, right? 1977, A New Hope comes out. Leia kind of breaks the mold for damsel in distress, princess type characters, like we already discussed, and now it's kind of, oh geez, when did Force Awakens come out? 2015.
15.
It's kind of it's a similar thing where she's breaking molds, but it's more, it's up to date now. It's not just the typical, oh, this female character she's not like most females.
Right,
She's
exactly.
on camera now. We love her,
Right.
or like,
Mm.
even like a Cara Dune character. Oh, she's so BA, she's knocking heads and
Right,
knocking
right.
skulls. But I feel like Daisy Ridley is a lot more, I don't even know the word other than just to keep saying nuance, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
absolutely.
she brings a lot of still feminine qualities, but it's very natural. You know what I mean?
Yes,
It's not
yes.
just this, oh, she's so cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not doing a good job
I
explaining
get what you're
myself.
saying in that sometimes we kind of over dramatize of, oh, she's a woman and she can shoot a gun. Oh my goodness. Like
Whoa.
that shouldn't be an oh my goodness moment.
Right,
Like
right.
normalizing that. Oh no, she can like kill people. That's fine. Like, like for the character,
Yeah.
she can be this BA.
And
and-
Rey having struggle, all that internal
But-
struggle.
but she still has that nuance. She has that emotional side, and she's discovering herself, and she has that more substance and have that interest there, not just, oh look, she's got a lightsaber. Woo."
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
we didn't see that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So Hannah, like I was telling
Yes.
you and the production team, I refuse to move on until we talk about two people.
Yes.
So
I
we're not
know
moving
what
on
you're
until
gonna
I
say.
have my 2 cents about
Stand
these two
right
people.
here.
Yeah.
So because So because we're already talking about the sequels, I want to talk about my Black Queen that was in The Rise of Skywalker, Jaina, played by Naomi Aki. I hope I'm
Yes.
saying her last name right.
I believe so.
We butcher names on Shadow Squadron. Don't ask us.
It's kind of our thing.
Yeah. So, I was like just so ecstatic to see this Black woman in a trailer for a Star Wars movie. Because you didn't see it a lot up until recent years. Of course we got Sloane in that video game that I can't remember the name of right now.
Battlefront 1?
No, that was Iden. But her too. Squadrons.
It's gonna come.
Squadrons.
Sloane was also in the books too, so that's why I was trying to remember.
Yeah. She was in the books. I just don't read. So
coming back to the no reading thing,
yeah. But no, it was just nice to see her and have someone that Black girls who watch Star Wars could look up to, who kind of look at the rest of them and think, well, they all kind of look the same, or even though they have their own different qualities, of course. Not trying to go there, but just it was a breath. It was nice to see her tagging along with Finn, who a lot of Black boys looked up to, who were Star Wars fans, and have him to look up to because they look just like him, and just stuff like that. And she was also a stormtrooper who chose her own path because she didn't appreciate / like what the First Order was about. And I just really hope we see more of them being her and Finn and Lando and other content.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
if we don't, I'm going to riot in the Lucasfilm parking lot.
It was so exciting. Just the parking lot.
Just the parking
Not
lot.
looking to get too crazy.
It's a pretty safe place to riot.
Yeah. But it was super exciting when we started to see Naomi. And then especially I was fortunate enough to be at the episode 9 panel in Chicago, and
must be nice
seeing her in person and being very natural on that stage with everybody else. It made you very much like, who is this character going to be?
Right.
And also, I just do want to say, I do like that in the sequels, they added the fact that some people saw all this stuff going on and were like, are we the bad guys in this scenario?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when they get in the originals, when they get put onto the Death Star, they're like, wait, what is this called? That sounds sinister. I don't know if I'm into
Yeah.
That was the first red flag.
the first red flag. Wait, what is this? This started, it's a Star Destroyer?
Yeah.
That's evil sounding. I don't know about this.
A supreme leader is my boss. I don't know about all that.
Right.
Like,
All right, guess we're gonna go burn some bodies on
Right.
Tatooine.
It's not the
Yeah.
fact that they're like lining villagers
It's
up
up
and
and
like
shooting.
shooting them.
No.
It's the name of the Death
Star
Star.
Killer Base? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a little on the nose.
Not Star Giver Base, okay?
Star Giver. Oh, that would be so
Star
nice.
Helper Base.
Yeah, come on.
Stargazer Base? It's educational.
Talk about Star Wars fun and positivity. Come on, Gold Star. Here you go.
Yes.
Amazing.
But
amazing.
like I said, I didn't want this segment to pass by without talking about them. We will touch on representation in another episode.
yeah,
so
we have a
y'all
whole
should-
episode for that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was also something I was like, hey, team, guess what I'm doing? I'm gonna do it, and it's just gonna have to happen.
Right.
But
So-
Or you're gonna
That's-
riot in the parking lot.
parking
Right,
lot,
Culture
that's right.
slate.
That's when
parking lot of culture slate.
Both can happen. I think.
Both, yeah, they can.
happen.
So with that being said, I want us to move on to what we call hot off the press,
Yes,
which is
we do
it's
have
just a
some.
short little list of products being released this week. The first one is Star Wars: The Age of Resistance official collector's edition on Amazon. It includes cast interviews and behind the scenes info of the making of The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker. And it's a collector's edition. I'm looking at the cover of it right now. It's a hardcover, and I kind of want this. just
It
for the
looks
cover
good.
alone. Like I
It
want a
looks
poster.
good,
I
right?
want a poster version of
Sexy
this
looking
cover.
book. Yep.
Yeah.
Tarzan's weighing.
Well, yeah, I'm looking at it now, and it reminds me very much of the visual dictionaries, and that's actually something I
Mhm.
woke up every day. I wake up. End of
Oh,
story.
well,
Every
hopefully.
day I wake
Every
up,
day
and
I wake up.
I'm thinking of some strange thing from just my dream. And what I woke up thinking about today was about the Star Wars visual dictionaries for some reason. But
Really?
it was
Yeah.
just, I was thinking about like waking up and I don't know if it's, I
We
think
used to
it's
have
behind
one.
your backpack,
We used
but I think I just woke up being like, man, why did my parents buy me those? Like they were so, they were like basically like how we made the movies. And it's like,
Yeah.
this is for a
Exactly.
child,
It's an amazing time.
but I loved it. And so I still, yeah, I have the Force Awakens one back there, but we would look through that all the time.
I was gonna say that's like exclusively what I remember going through. You could see all the different lightsaber parts.
Exactly.
That's how
Mhm.
you
That
know.
was the biggest thing for us. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, is
yeah.
that Kit Fisto's lightsaber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's such an underrated lightsaber.
I love it. I love Kit
Forget that.
Fisto.
Yeah.
But this looks like something in the same vein as that. So
Yes, it's amazing because it's all three of the sequel movies, and then it's got cast interviews in it as well, which I don't know if that's happened in visual dictionaries exclusively.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so this is more of like just like an overall like how
That's sweet.
how it came about, how it was made, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And again we do have that Amazon link down below if you're interested in that kind of stuff, which I'm actually low-key gonna buy that too. Like at the end of the show, I'm gonna go in and buy
Hannah or Jordan, can we borrow that at some point?
Yeah,
We got
we'll
you.
do
We got you.
Yeah, after
You guys
we do
can
the
pay
riot,
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, after the riot, we'll pass some stuff along.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
pop over. Yeah,
Mhm.
great. Sounds good.
You guys buy
Instead
it.
of
We'll just keep it at our house.
Right.
Instead of,
We'll put it back there.
instead of
Yeah.
passing out snacks, I'm just gonna pass around the visual.
Perfect.
Amazing. And we also have another release coming out this week. We have Star Wars Dr. Aphra Omnibus, and this is a collection of comic books. This is the first volume of it, and this was a new title to me. I did a bit of a research on it. Very interesting. I have never personally read a comic book in my life. I might start now. This is intriguing. It's about this Dr. Aphra. She's a doctor of archaeology, and she's like going through the galaxy, like figuring out the good and evil. And she literally runs into Darth Vader, and he's like going, "Who the heck is this Dr. Aphra? What is she up to? She's a bit sus." And so that's like kind of
That's
the
a
main
direct quote.
storyline.
Sorry,
From the Dark Lord himself.
She's
sorry,
a bit sus.
Hannah. Is this honestly? Is this the first time you're hearing about Dr. Aphra?
Yeah. I haven't.
This is fantastic. I love
right?
this
I'm,
because I've seen her all over the place. So this feels very much like somebody being like, "Have you seen this Boba Fett guy? He's got a jetpack
Really?
and stuff. Like apparently
I've
he's a bounty
never-
hunter. Am I just catching on with this?
This is the first
I'm
time I've heard
just
of her as
catching
well.
up.
Don't.
You saw her in that
Logan,
Bosk fan
thank
film
you.
I showed you.
Oh,
The Bosk fan film. I'm an
that's her.
absolute
That's
avid
her.
Bosk fan film.
Oh, I
fan.
have seen. Okay.
Anyway, but no, like yeah,
Okay.
an omnibus.
Anyway, omnibus. That's just a fun word to say.
Yeah, and you said it fantastically.
Thank
We
you.
gave you thumbs
Thank
up.
you.
But these are always amazing, especially to pick up, to at least have just a cover of it in your
Right.
collection. But
Yeah,
also
it looks good.
I have the omnibus of like the early stuff of Star Wars comics, being Exar Kun and like the old Republic type stuff. So I
Ooh,
have
yeah,
that
that's
in
deep.
my
That is
collection
deep.
that I
Ooh, yeah.
read through. So I highly recommend these types of things.
And he reads it to me.
I
That's right. Flicks it through.
In the
Sit
chair
down,
when I
Logan.
lock 'em in.
Don't forget.
He's
Don't
your-
forget about
He's your
that.
hot cocoa. Let's
Yeah.
have a read.
it's
We
it's
prefer
amazing.
warm milk.
warm milk.
milk.
Yeah,
Not
there's
actually.
something in it.
But anyway, if you want more milk while you read Dr. Albus,
There's a link to warm milk, Amazon link in the yeah.
and the new comic book series too. So be sure to check those out down in the description. Now, I am so excited for this next segment for you guys. We're going to be talking about the weirdest and strangest, and just we have lots of questions. about some Star Wars merch that we have found on the internet. We found on Amazon, and we've got a bit of a vintage item we're going to do a bit of throwback to. But we have a couple of weird as items. And for viewers, these are going to pop up on the screen as we talk about them, because there's just some weird stuff out there. People are thinking of everything to make for Star Wars. I mean, of course, we want the lightsabers and we want the Jedi cloaks, but there's some weird stuff out there that we didn't know we needed. So we're going to have a look at the very first thing. Do you guys have it up there, Tyler and Logan, as well on your screen?
Yeah, we have it. We have yet to look at these. So
Okay, awesome. Fantastic.
I'm not scrolling down.
So the very
I
first item
actually-
we have.
Well, I was actually just gonna say real quick that when you said I think if you said you had a cat that was like purring in the background or something.
Yes, this would be
yeah,
So,
great.
Toph
knew
is
this
around
was
here
coming
somewhere.
up. So I just was laughing my head off inside my mind, because I was like, well, I'm gonna tell him to buy this for his cat.
Yes,
Like,
this
so
first item
also,
would be
did you
fantastic.
say your cat's name was Toph?
Yep.
Can your cat earthbend?
Yeah, but don't tell the authorities.
Okay, I won't tell them, but
They've been
Well-
wondering what the heck's going on here in Cleveland.
Toph's
love it.
activities are earthbending, chasing her tail.
Yeah, those
Close
two
second.
things. And also possibly wearing whatever we're about to see.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, if she needs a disguise, look no further in a Princess Leia cat bun headpiece
Oh,
for your
wow.
favorite feline.
I want to
This
know
is-
how many people bought this item.
I want to know how many items these have sold, because whose cat right now in the world? There surely has to be one. Whose
I want to
cat
know
is walking around the
how
house?
long it stays on the cat's head before they just
Just
attack it.
Swipe, yeah, just
Yeah, it feels like something. It feels like something you could take bets on.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If
But
a
look at
party
the
is going
ears.
dry.
Look at the ears though. It tucks into their headdress itself, so I feel like it could stay on there. Like it would be hard
Yeah.
to take off.
I just
for the
want
cat.
I want to say that this cat is thrilled. Number one,
Yeah.
obviously that's on its head. And
Yeah.
number two, whoever came up with this idea, I'm just happy they have a
Why?
profession, that there's a job for them, that
They're
they
tr-
have a place in this world, you
They're
know?
truly
Yes.
underestimating the determination of a cat.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
you can see in this cat's eyes that it is plotting to get that thing off of its head right now.
Yeah.
It's cat right here.
It's really kind of embodying the Princess Leia character there. You know, he or she, that cat it's about to take over the world. It's gonna get back at Alderaan with that headpiece on. For
That looks like
Alderaan,
the
not
expression
Alderaan.
the cat's giving.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Like that cat
it's about to
just
take
watched
over.
Alderaan explode, and then they
Yes,
snap
actually,
the
that's
picture.
its face. Yes, absolutely.
that's the cat just watching its planet explodes and then picture.
And geez, bam!
It kind of looks
that-
like what you would get for a driver's license, to be honest.
Right.
You know, it would look even better for my driver's license as a cat. Princess Leia. That's just not. And I love how it's not the full costume. No, just the buns.
Just
Just
I'm sure the
just
full.
the
I am
buns.
sure. I am
I
sure.
mean, yeah.
I if I go on Etsy right now and look up Princess Leia cat costume, somebody's selling it.
Full costume sold separately.
Yes, exactly.
Amazing. So yeah, I love that. I can't get over the cat's expression. It's a good time.
Just
But
like
the next item we have, I particularly love this item for its name. So it's got again, it's going to pop up on the screen for our viewers. Our next item, we have the Mr. Potato Head Luke FRYwalker.
Oh yes.
We have
Yes.
this amazing potato head that it's classic toy, classic item, very iconic.
FRYwalker.
but-
You said the pun part of the show was over.
The pun
I-
part of the
I-
show is never over.
I have
That's
altered the
the-
deal. Pray that I don't alter it any further.
You got me there.
But the biggest thing is just I get that it is an iconic toy, but the hair and the look in its eyes does
Yeah.
not Ooh, something about
I
that
just-
makes me a little bit on edge.
I just like how we skipped. I just like how it seems like they skipped over. Oh, we're just gonna sell potato head pieces, Luke Skywalker pieces for potato head. We're just gonna give you a potato head that looks like Luke Skywalker. And I'm sorry, I just clicked on the link.
Smile? The
Is it-
smile too?
The smile's too big. You're right.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
it just me, or
This is
does the potato kind of
Luke.
look orange in this, which gives me
A little.
major holiday special vibes?
Yeah, I was gonna say if I could have this Luke Skywalker or Holiday Special, I think I would choose Holiday Special.
Yeah.
Come on,
Potato
Mama.
Luke speaking. Does anyone have any blue milk or green? I'll also do with green.
We got green straight from the teat. We know how you like it, Luke.
straight from the spud.
That's fine.
But you know, one has the frequently
Potato milk.
bought together option on Amazon. So I
Frequently
made the mistake of clicking on it. And now I'm looking at Mr. Potato Head Han Spudlow. And
Oh,
I'm
That's-
gonna go,
Ludlow?
I love a
Oh,
good
we
pun,
should-
but that is reaching.
yeah, no,
That's not even
like,
alike at all.
and now I want to go riot in the Potato Head headquarters parking lot.
They got the hand right though. They they nailed the details of Luke Skywalker.
Oh,
the
definitely.
hands.
The mechanical hand,
Oh, I thought you were talking
Oh,
about the
that's
four
true. Good
fingers.
detail.
or he's just going. He's got the
Yeah.
he's got the one glove on. He's going Michael
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, there is great detail in it, but I don't know, there's something about in his eyes. I just can't look it dead in the eye, to be
It's
honest.
Right.
the ears for me.
Yeah.
Right.
The ears are too
Oh.
big.
Well, Luke's hair should be over his ears. Yeah.
That's
That-
true.
It's
That and
just-
shouldn't his ears be the same color as his potatoey skin?
Yes, why is it so different? Why
Yeah.
is it? Did he get a
Dust-
spray tan and cover his ears? He got
That's
the
what I was
cat-
gonna say.
he
got
was wearing the
cat
previous
buns.
toy over his ears when he went tanning. The Leia, the Leia
The
bun.
Leia cat
bun.
ears.
Yeah. He was wearing that on Tatooine when he was
Right.
working out of the moisture field.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
He's got a farmer's
This-
tan on his ears.
This next item has a YouTube link attached to it, and I refuse to click on it.
Oh,
But
yes.
it is the Darth Vader outdoor sprinkler.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yes.
amazing.
Yes,
yeah.
Where does the water come out of?
Yeah, where's
Number
that?
one.
Great
But that's
question,
why I
great
refuse
question.
to click on the YouTube link because
I hope I finally know how Vader pees in his suit. That's what I need to know.
I believe, Nick, are we going
The
to show
answer
the
is he
viewers this
pees out of
video?
it.
Does it come shooting out of its eyes like you just told PM he killed Padme?
Awesome. Yeah. So you're going to see it on the screen, but it does. It comes out of the he's standing on. I think it's meant to be like a kind of like a Death Star kind of situation, and the water comes out from there,
Oh,
and then
wow.
Darth Vader does this fantastic like really intense pivoting action where he's like dueling the water with his lightsaber.
It looks awful.
The sprinkler, it looks like the sprinkler was made just to get Darth Vader wet.
Yeah, not
It
your,
doesn't-
not your lawn, nothing.
Right?
It's just
He's-
like
he's in the rain. He's a bit short circuiting here. This is what burning in Mustafar does to you.
Yeah,
He
he's
does-
he's so
He's, like,
robotic. You
fighting
can't.
with the rain. He's just like, oh, what do I do with this?
That's what Darth Vader would do if he was caught in the rain. He would just start short circuiting.
Yeah, actually, he's more machine than man. Yeah,
That's
That's a
true.
really good point. Yeah.
yeah.
Is he waterproof? Surely. Is Darth Vader waterproof?
He's so heavy. He would just sink if he was in water.
that's why I didn't go after Cal at the
Right.
end of.
Yeah, as soon as you make it to water, you're good from Darth Vader.
You're good. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, amazing. Yeah. But I do have a story behind this one because my day job is I'm a gardener. I'm a garden maintenance person.
And
I
you
had a-
water people's lawns by smacking water with a lightsaber.
Yeah, this is my process. This is how I am most efficient. I got it. Actually, I'll bring it right here. Here it is. Here's my Darth Vader lightsaber that I use to sprinkle to get the water best away.
It's a
And
gimmick.
overall- Yeah.
Is that how you
That's-
prune when you're in your gardening? That's how you do your
Yeah.
pruning with the
Yeah.
lightsaber.
I use that with the more lightsaber because then I can do. I'll do the spinning action so it can kind of cut more at once. Yeah.
Right. No, it's efficient.
Absolutely.
But would you consider putting this Darth Vader sprinkler in your arsenal for gardening.
Oh, it's already. I've got it in my boot, ready to go at any point in time. But no, I had a good gardening friend that sent this to me and just said, you know what? I think this is both of your characteristics, Hannah, in one item: Star Wars and gardening. And I was like, thank you. This is a good way to sum me up as a person. A Darth Vader sprinkler.
This sprinkler, okay.
This one specifically.
I do like the sprinkler packaging. Kind of gives me like it's reminiscent of the Star Wars box set. If that's a positive I can say about it.
How big is the
That's fair.
sprinkler? Do we have dimensions?
It's 6 feet tall.
Real
life
it's
size,
life
yeah.
size.
It's 6
You got to make
foot,
it 1/3
asthmatic.
so it doesn't turn on you. That's always the rule.
Yeah. So this next item comes from a
I need to
subreddit
take a
called
breath.
r/crappy design. And once we pull up the picture, you're gonna see why it's on r/crappy
wow.
design.
This came out in 2001, I want to say.
Oh.
I want to
Candy.
say.
Oh yeah, I used to have that.
You used to have
Jar
You
Jar
used to
Binks?
have that?
Yeah,
You
I'm
had
pretty-
this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You just
That's
it's like his
incredible.
tongue, but it's like a little. It's a sucker thing, right?
Yeah.
Like candy.
Is that how you learned about
Yeah.
kissing?
Oh yeah. My first kiss was Jar Jar Binks.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's a good thing to claim there. That's a good
Yeah.
claim.
Now,
But
I do want to say quickly, back in the day, I wrote one of my first articles was about bad Star Wars merch, and obviously this was on it. Once again, this is like worse than anything I've seen, really, because no one looked at it. Logan can't even stare at it. No one looked at this and said, now, kids will be eating this. Yeah, kids will be eating this. All right, how will they eat it? Well, they'll take the tongue. Oh, no, I get what you're saying. We shouldn't do this. Like, no one said that.
like, what? Yeah, where was the coordinator then? Who was in that meeting? My goodness.
What if
I
it-
just
It was
I have
just
so many
George.
I was gonna say, what if it was George? Well, you see, now the kids, they really love Jar Jar, and
Qui-Gon would always grab his tongue.
yeah, Qui-Gon grabbed his tongue, so maybe they'll, they're not supposed to eat it on the thing. They're supposed to grab it and pull it off.
And everyone was
George.
just like, sure, George, whatever you
Sure,
say."
George,
They're
you're a
still
genius.
ripping off Jar Jar Binks' tongue. At
You're a
this point.
genius, George. You're a genius.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys so much. That's why I keep you around.
That's
Oh.
just it's like I have so many questions at once. I actually can't get them all out. I can't get them all out. Just
What's-
Right.
What would be your approach
Is it
to eating
raspberry?
this?
What would be
Yeah.
my approach to eating this?
Do you bite it or do you?
Well, no.
I
lick
can't eat it
See, I would-
straight on.
Well, first I would take it out. I would take it out to dinner.
it?
Do I have to go through this whole process?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, someone please cut me off.
Alright. The Jar Jar Binks, because I have the YouTube pulled up and I popped up the window and there it was staring at me on the YouTube screen. So I'm not looking at that screen till it goes away.
You're welcome.
And like when
Thank
you're
you,
eating
Nick.
it too, because his eyes are open. Like he's
Yeah.
got
Oh,
big
yeah.
eyes.
Is
So
that
you're
why-
there like I'm having a lolly?
That's why I
or
keep
a
my eyes
candy.
open when I kiss. Because of Jar Jar, he taught me.
Judge told you it was okay.
I want.
That's how you go in for a kiss. You're like,
That's me. I'm eating the Jar Jar and standing in the Darth Vader sprinkler
Yeah.
while wearing the cat ears.
baby, you're a
So you don't get that
firework."
Tatooine tan on
Yeah.
your ears. Yeah.
Right.
Oh
fact.
wow.
I own a piece of it's I guess it's random wacky merch. It's lightsaber salt and pepper shakers, but they're red and blue. And you can't see the salt and pepper, so you just kind of have to remember which one you put in which one.
Uh-huh.
The dangerous game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's-
That's your wackiest one?
Which one's the salt and which one's the pepper? You still don't know to this day.
Exactly. I really don't. I've only used them once, and when they were empty, I was like, I'm not doing this again. I got them as one of my friends in college got me them for Christmas. It was either Christmas or my birthday. They're like a month apart. So I was like, thank you, but I can't
gotta
see
fill 'em.
anything.
You got to
Yeah.
fill them both with pepper and just watch the chaos ensue.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys like salt your boiling water before you make pasta? Or like spaghetti?
We don't do that in America.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's an
Well,
Australian thing.
They don't
Anyway.
do that in America.
What weird
Okay,
stuff are you talking
whoa.
about, Hannah?
I thought this was a universal thing.
Salt in water?
I salt my water when I boil my pasta because
Before,
That'd be
right,
funny if
right
you
after
did.
you
Well,
pepper it
it
first,
helps
and you're
it-
like, ah, dang it.
It helps it take
Yeah,
longer, right? Or
really
take shorter.
pepperous meal.
Helps it take longer.
Shorter. It helps it be shorter, right?
Yeah, it helps it take longer.
Yeah, I want to add time when I'm boiling water.
Yeah, I'm not ready for
Yeah.
this pasta. Just wait. Just wait for me. Oh, but
Well-
actually, with that question, Tyler Logan, do you guys have what's like a really weird Star Wars item that you own? Or
Oh,
have, or
boy.
have had?
So for me, I remember getting the Star Wars like toys in McDonald's things, the
yes.
kids meal toys. So I still have some of them, and they're like these globes that when you they're like Coruscant and Tatooine or whatever, and then when you open the globe, like I think for Naboo or something, or no, it's Tatooine. You have little Qui-Gon and little Maul in the desert fighting each other. It just goes. Bzz, 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 bzz. So I have that.
Oh
I
my
thought you were gonna say
gosh.
it's
Just
the
that
mall
sound?
scene.
That's all the sound?
Qui-Gon just repetitively getting stabbed.
Getting stabbed,
And
yeah. That one made a bunch of
Okay.
kids cry, so they
Yeah,
took
just-
that off the market. They were like, sorry about that mix up. Here's a toy with Jar Jar's tongue.
Yeah, and that's where you eat it.
Yeah.
Weird toy.
Another one I had was because back in the day, they used to make little games that you could play on, like, I don't know. You know, you get what I mean? Like little
Like the
arcade
handheld?
games, basically, that you
Is
just
it-
bought that game. And
Yeah.
one of which I had was in Darth Vader's head. And in the back of his head was this tiny, tiny little screen. And then you had this little tiny gun. And just there's no backlight or anything. And just basically blocks would come up and it had like a sensor and you would shoot at the blocks.
Oh my goodness, that's so
you had
intricate. For
Way
like such a
better
small
toys than I
item.
did.
That's good.
Just had your classic action figures. I was an action figure guy.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah?
like every action figure.
Everyone.
That's a bold claim.
Yeah,
You're
don't
right.
lie.
Is it like Star Wars? Like, are you saying every Star Wars action figure?
Oh, no, I don't think I've every Star Wars. That is way too bold of a claim.
But
You
did
are a
have
bold one.
A fair amount.
Definitely a lot. I don't because like I'm trying to think of when I started even collect. Like I was young, probably like 5 or because I knew of Star Wars before. I was born in '94 when Phantom Menace came out. I knew
Before
of it
you were
before.
born.
Yeah, I knew of Star Wars before I was
Before.
born.
Yeah.
It's actually it's no. I'm trying to think of like the first initial. Yeah, a lot of prequel action figures. I don't know about weird ones.
Well, while you think about that, how about you guys? Does you have any weird stuff?
I don't know of anything I've ever owned. I've really owned like the basic, $10 lightsabers from Target. I had a few action figures. I couldn't tell you where they are now. A friend's grandmother got an R2D2 toaster for Christmas this year, and the boy's like 25 years old.
That's cute.
Not really sure what she thought he was going to do with it. I keep trying to get him to give it to me, but he won't, despite that
That's
he thinks
amazing.
it's
Is that the one where
thing.
it like toasts R2 onto the piece of bread?
No, it's just a regular toaster as an
Oh, it
R2
just-
design.
oh, okay.
that's a thing though.
Yeah.
You can toast R2 onto bread.
Yeah, former host Mike Calhoun has a Yoda toaster that toasts Yoda onto bread.
Wow.
Also, he also gave me this for my
I was
birthday
about
one year.
to say, what have we got here?
It's a chewy chia.
That's
guys have-
actually incredible.
Yeah. I have
Look at
yet to
that.
I've yet to grow him. This feels weird. But this is a strange thing to own, I would say.
Yeah, that's obscure. Surely obscure. I like how it's like his face is still like just his normal fur.
He's just peeking out.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
no
and
hair
it's
on
just like-
Chewie's face.
It looks like a Planet of the Apes more than Chewie.
Right.
It just looks like Chewie's submerged in
Algae.
foliage, greenery,
Foliage, you mean,
Foliage.
not foliage.
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 I don't know.
Foliage. Yeah.
I'm-
But, weird Star Wars items. I think it's not really weird, but I just found it strange because prequel era. I was about 5. I was 5 when Revenge of the Sith came out. So I have 2 older brothers, and they were really into Star Wars. Had all the the memorabilia, all that kind of stuff. They used to have these, and you bought them. It's not like they made them. They bought cardboard cutouts of Qui-Gon's face and Obi-Wan's face. And it was like really crappy. I don't know how these got sold. Like it was like thin cardboard. Like it lasted not very long. And the earpieces was just it looked like a letter L. And you just like had this mask on, and it was just like a curved face of Obi-Wan, and it looked so distorted and strange.
But why?
Yeah, right? Why was this necessary? But
You want to look like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan at the movie premiere.
Oh my gosh, is that Ewan McGregor?
Right.
What? Can I have your
Oh.
auto? And then you get close.
Yeah.
Why is your face so curvaceous? Wow.
Hey, never meet your heroes. You never know what their face looks like.
They didn't want
That's
actually
so
people
true.
getting mistaken for them.
No.
So they had to make them,
Exactly.
you know, you
Like,
don't want to
bit
be too
distorted,
good.
a bit weird looking. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Robin Banks.
Maybe, or maybe.
No, you still could
we'll
rob
do,
banks with those.
I was just gonna
Oh.
say maybe next time we could do what's the most expensive Star Wars merch you have.
No.
That would be interesting. Or just look up wildly expensive items, Star Wars items. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, we can do that because we don't have that much money.
I think I had a, I
Let's
think I had
just
a
Google it.
braid. That might be
Yeah.
the weirdest thing. The weirdest.
Oh, like a Padawan braid?
Yeah, like a Padawan braid that just like fit over your ear and just kind of draped down.
That's not too weird. They sell those at Galaxy's Edge. Or no, yours was made with human hair.
Yeah, I went
That's
really
an
realism.
element of there's an element of strangeness there. Of
Well,
I mean,
it-
that's
it's
just like
it's not strange if you're wearing it or if you're like using it for a costume, but just to have it in like your toy bin, you know, you're going to grab your lightsaber and then there's hair, you know, there's a big
just-
braid of hair.
Or just in your dresser, there's a totally empty drawer with just that lock of hair in
That's
it.
Well, that's a different lock of hair.
Oh,
actually.
that okay.
That's
sorry.
where I keep Tyler's lock
I'm
of
com-
hair. Other Tyler.
That's incredible.
Other Tyler.
But to
That
that,
makes
I
it
do
okay.
have to say, being a girl with long hair, I definitely all through my childhood, as I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go play some Star Wars now. 1 minute, and then just braid like a strand of hair and go, okay, I'm set. I'm a Jedi now. Like that was I did that, but I think the theory of having to get someone else's hair and like clip it in as a guy or someone with short hair, like that's a bit strange. Yeah, I get that.
I think to set the record straight, yours isn't real human hair, correct?
Oh no, it's actually
yeah.
Wookiee hair.
That's why.
Taken
That's why.
forcibly.
We grow
That's
out
why
the chia pet.
You have to grow it out because they kept shaving all the Wookiees of their hair to make
Well,
this
this will be my last like merch story. The only thing that makes it weird is my cousin's reaction to it when he was like 5. It was just a simple Darth Vader helmet, you know, ones you get from Target and Walmart. He was so scared of this helmet, like deathly afraid of Darth Vader's helmet. Like, and that's it. He wasn't scared of Darth Vader. He knew who he was, but if he saw that helmet just sitting in my room, he would go insane. My grandmother would
Just
actually
go up and
make me
punch
put it up whenever she bought them over. And I was like, dude, I'm not doing this every time he comes over here. He's going to have to get over it at some point.
Did you say
Exposure
your grandma would
therapy.
put it on?
Wait, what was that?
Did you say your grandma would put the Vader helmet on?
No, she would make me put it away. Like, I would have to.
I was like, that's an awesome grandma. Oh my gosh.
She
Don't be
wasn't
scared
trying-
of me.
Yeah, no, she wasn't trying to deal with all that. So every time she brought them over, she was like, you need to go put it away. And I'm like,
He's a scary
okay,
guy.
he said so.
So good. Well, guys, I think that does it for today. Yeah. We've had a fantastic discussion of the fantastic women we have in the Star Wars galaxy, and of course the amazing creators we have behind them. There's some weird, as we established, there's some weird Star Wars stuff out there that it shouldn't exist, but is interesting, but it shouldn't be there. But
And
but
people
thank you so
are buying.
much. Yeah, people are buying it, so it's still going. But thank you so much, Tyler and Logan, for joining us today. It's been a fantastic time chatting with you guys, and memeing is, I'm trying to make that kind of like a verb now. Memeing. Kind of the
Memeing.
action of being a meme. Yeah. Thank you so much for
Supreme
your
memer
hangouts.
instead of leader.
Supreme memer. Wow. That's
Ooh.
a
Hey,
good
if you want to
title.
replace me as a co-host, I totally understand.
I don't know
No,
when the
I'm
whole
coining
pun
that.
part ends and begins. I'm all
Never.
confused now.
Never ends. But just again for all the people watching, where can we find your stuff at Chatter Squadron again? What are those links there?
Logan.
We got Instagram at Chatter Squadron, Twitter at Chatter Squadron, Facebook. You can just find us under Chatter Squadron, YouTube, same thing, Twitch. Every Saturday, we do a live show at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm.
That goes out to Facebook, Twitch,
And YouTube.
YouTube, right? Did I cover all of them?
And
Probably not.
there always feels like there's one missing.
I know, because we don't stream to Instagram.
The live studio audience we have.
Oh yeah, they're right there.
They're all over there. They're as silent as a church mouse over
Yeah,
there.
they haven't been paying
They're pretty
attention.
quiet.
They're so great at doing that. But yeah, like Logan said, every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we stream. We talk about news. We talk about other random stuff. This week in Star Wars history. Did you want to do it like for real?
Sure.
Let's do it. This week
In Star Wars history.
And that's brought to us, of course,
That was incredible.
by ourselves. And then we do games and everything like Logan did,
Yeah.
Clone or Cookie.
Last week was Clone or Cookie. You had to guess if it was the text in the beginning of the Clone Wars episodes or fortune from a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I did
they're actually
amazing.
pretty similar. That's actually
Yeah.
That's actually a really good point.
Too similar.
But yeah, so feel free to check us out on all those platforms, or like on our Instagram, we have a link tree to everything there. Oh, and Patreon.
Yes.
Patreon.com/Chatter Squadron, Rise the Ranks.
Rise those ranks, baby.
That's it.
Boom.
Their
So
spiel.
good. Thank you so much, guys. And also, you can catch more Star Wars culture every week with us. It is on a Wednesday for Americans. That is, I always get this switched up, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Hopefully, yay. But in
Sounds good.
Australia, we have every Thursday at 11 a.m. here. We are going live. Be sure to check us out on our YouTube channel if you're not already watching. Be sure to hit that bell, ring-a-ding-ding, that bell for us, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Star Wars Culture. What else, Jordan?
Yes. Just, follow us all over Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. They're all at Culture Slate. And don't forget to check out our Patreon too for all of our great exclusive content.
We've got some
And-
good memes in there. I have to say,
Yes.
there's a fantastic blooper reel of some previous tech issues we had a couple of weeks ago, and there's some good memes that you're missing out in there. So be sure, definitely check out that Patreon for that.
And be sure to follow Jordan to all of those riots he's going to be doing in parking lots.
In parking lots. The parking lot.
parking lot riots.
We will be there.
Yeah. Let us know.
I got some beef with the first order I have to settle. Star Killer Base parking lot. So,
Amazing.
yeah, but
Star Killer base parking lot.
It's a big parking lot.
it is.
It's a planet.
But yes, thank you all so much for watching and listening. We will see you soon, and may the force be with you
Always.
always.
Thanks.